Gary Gygax once wrote, "Participation in role-playing games requires mental effort, particularly imagination." With that in mind, let's look at 5 ways that you can spice up your role-playing game. One way, as shown here, is to utilize markers and tokens at the gaming table. Richard Grieco? No, that's not quite what I meant. Let me explain here. Tokens may be used to track various things, such as hit points, well, okay then. Anyway, they can also be used for spell trees, keeping track of spell combos, as shown on the paper here, with various symbols and stones. Shown in the upper right corner of the picture, you'll even see a totem used for tracking hit points, meals, arrows, and whatnot. Token and marker props may also be used for timekeeping purposes, such as spell durations.
I can't waste any more time. Things to do, places to go. I'm a busy man too, you know. Thank you for the most interesting conversation.
The good doctor is right. Your time is precious and you'd rather spend it playing the game. Next, use dramatic lighting. An example is shown here. As a matter of fact, that was an example of what not to do. Maybe you should just stick with a lamp on the table instead of overhead lights. Turn out the lights in the room and use candles for torchlight, especially during a dungeon delve. This can be especially useful. If you have access to black lights, these can set a particular tone and really look good for an Underdark adventure. And here we are with props or costumes. If you really want to get someone's attention, props and costumes are a great way to get them. Well, I'd have to agree with Clint on this one. Props and costuming can be overly done, but you get the idea. They encourage ideas and aid with story immersion. They help the player think and feel as the character, and this is very important in a role-playing game. You may as well get the maximum dosage out of your RPG experience. Try using poker chips as game currency for various things, such as luck.
I know what you're thinking, punk. You gotta ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Well, I guess that guy's luck just ran out. Boost dice rolls. You can even use them as visible hit points, a fresh change from marking off numbers on your character sheet. And lastly, number 5. This is something we at Dungeons and Coffee call tensions of uncertainty. Don't tell your players everything. Players generally want to know everything they can about the game before it begins. But to spice it up, keep the secrets their characters really wouldn't know.
I must know.
Get used to disappointment.
Hey.
Oh my. And from the days of the old tournament modules, randomly assign pre-generated characters to the players.
Well, do I use any magic?
No. You think magic is for wimps.
Or you can let them choose.
How about if I play the thief?
Your thief is more or less of the Robin Hood variety.
This is a great way for a player to test their mettle in the RPG world. Pardon the unintended pun. And players really start to sweat and worry when hit points are hidden from them. Instead of keeping track themselves by numbering on the character sheet, the DM alone tracks the damage behind the screen, and the damage is described to the players. Such as, you're beginning to lose a lot of blood, or, as you hear something snap, you can no longer use your left arm. This inspires players to be very careful with their actions, because they never know when the end is coming. Well, that's about it for now. Thank you for watching Dungeons and Coffee. And remember,
Open your mind, and I'll transport you to another realm.
well, actually, that's not what I was going to say. I was just going to say, oh my.